Let's continue. So that's done, and then I showed you that you have to pay attention to the formatting of your data, right? In this case, this one is formatted as a decimal, which is 129.3, and you can see here decimal number. That's fine. This one, which we want to format as a date, right, is giving us an error because that's not how our date should actually be. So we'll perform a very quick operation. The first is to create a new column. So I essentially want to turn this date because it looks like the first, is to actually make this a date, it needs to have day, month, and year, right? For Power Query to recognize it as a date. So I will trick it into making it as a proper date. So I'll add the first of each month to this date, and this is how we're going to do it. So I'll go to add column. I'll go to custom column. I can leave it as custom or change the name, but what I want to do doesn't require that I change the name of this column. And then I'll add 1. So I'll create a column of 1 as a text. And a text is denoted using this double quotes. So everything in that column will simply be 1. Right? Look at that. Everything in the column is 1. I'll bring that over to the side to just before this attribute column. And then I'll highlight the attributes and do something called a merge. That is, just add this column to this column. So how do I do that? I'll highlight both columns. So click this, press Control, hold down the other column, right click, and go to this option called Merge Columns. So I'll click Merge Columns, and the name of my new column, I want it to be called Dates. So both columns will be turned into 1. That's what this happens. That's what this does. And how do I want to merge them? Do I want a separator in between? I want a separator, right? I want a hyphen in between. So I'll go to custom, and then I'll put a hyphen. So it's going to be 1 hyphen January hyphen 17, etc. And this is how that looks. 1 January 16, 1 March 17, all the way down to 1 December 2019. And then in this format, I can easily change the format to date. And there we go. Look at that. We have our date sorted. So that's done. We've unpivoted, and you can see every operation we've performed from our source. This is how we brought it in. It automatically changed the type. Then we unpivoted the columns, and then we added a custom column. We reordered it, dragged it to the left. We merged both columns, and we changed the type of the date into a date. That's what we did. That's Power Query. So that's done. I go back to home, and then I can close and load to. I can just click the drop down here and click close and load to, so that I can control where this data set actually loads to. Select how you want to view your data. Yeah, let it be a table, and then let it be in a new worksheet, not a problem. Click OK, and look at that. That has brought the table into Excel, right? Like so. And actually this value here, I can change the name here to maybe fuel price, but I'll actually go back to the Power Query editor. So now you have this queries and connections bar whenever you click in within this table, so that you know that this was actually a table that was created using Power Query. I can right click and edit it again. I can go back into my Power Query editor, double click on the header and change this to fuel price. Press enter and then close and load again. And look at that, it updates that. So
Okay, Toby, sorry. Someone wants to know why you use the first day of the month and not the last day of each month. Is there a reason for that?
No, there's no particular reason. This particular data set just needs to show that it's a monthly data set. So I'm just tricking Excel or Power BI to recognize it as a date rather than having it simply as January 17, February 18, which was bringing out errors. So it can be the 15th day of the month as long as it's the 15th day of the month for everything. you the I mean, whoever is analyzing this data set automatically knows that this data set is actually a monthly data set, not a daily data set. So when you see 1st of January 2016 here, we actually want to take this as January 2016. When we see 1st of April here, or March here rather, we actually want to take this as just March 2017. Okay, so that's that. Let's see on our agenda. Okay,